Hello, hello. And hang on, we gotta double check. Yep, it got the wrong thing. Okay, hopefully that the sound will be better today. I apologize for yesterday. I didn't realize for some reason the StreamYard was pulling from my camera microphone, not the good microphone. So I hope it sounds better now. Hello, hello. I'm here literally every single day of the year. Welcome to the Black and Orange channel. Take your political questions out of the chat. We have epic troll slayers who have kept us safe for years. Thank you. We have got a fantastic community because you have been so kind to each other and so kind to me. Thank you. And if you're watching on replay, hello. You can go down in the description box. All the questions will be listed there. I timestamp them as I go, so you can pick and choose what you're interested in, or you can watch back on a higher speed, whatever works for you. Oh, good. Mary says she made it before 20. I almost didn't make it today. I almost put this off. There's so much, and I am scrambling. I was scrambling all morning to try and find more information about the questions today. It was nuts. Jan's asking, will Democrats pass the budget? I'm afraid I'm out of the loop on that one. So, whew, but I'm here. Okay. I would have shown up later. Like I said, other than two emergencies, I haven't missed a day in 5.5 years. So, but anyway, I'm glad you like the, hello. I'm glad you like the overlay. Yeah, lots of information, papers tied up very tightly to keep them hidden. Okay, at 2 minutes, 10 seconds in, let's just jump in. And there is something about this whole Epstein thing that doesn't get talked about that much. And since the DOJ is trying to stop information from coming out in a court, I figured, you know what, it's about time. So Trump's DOJ files emergency motion to keep two Epstein associates' names sealed. Payments, okay, so when you think of Epstein associates, you would think about the fellow scum of the earth doing unconscionable things. And it's good that I am not in charge of what happens to them, because I think, considering how I try to just be as reasonable as possible, you might be surprised at the brutality of what I have in mind for them and all child molesters. Just saying. That's just me. Anyway, you would think they were one of those people. Ooh. Something we don't talk about much. These payments, you think, okay, if it's just a fellow scum of the earth, why would Raymond, can you bring that back later, please? Thank you. Why would these two have been paid $100,000 and $250,000 in late 2018? I thought he was blackmailing people, wasn't he? He's paying people off. We don't talk about that much. For good reason. The perpetrators, the scum of the earth, we talk about them a lot. And we should. But there are people who they weren't involved. But not only did they turn a blind eye, they got huge amounts of money to what? Huh? Who? It wasn't like he was paying traffickers to bring girls. He had the girls bringing other girls. He had a whole system. But chances are that if these names come out, I wonder how many of them are in law enforcement. We don't, for entertainment purposes only. Yes, Melissa. We really don't talk about this very much, do we? Who, other than Alex Acosta, who in law enforcement not only turned a blind eye, but got a nice chunk of change? Yeah, Jen, silence is expensive. Trump's DOJ files emergency motion to keep 2 Epstein associates' names sealed. Payments of $100,000 and $250,000 sent in late 2018 as Miami Herald exposés hit. NBC moved to unseal. DOJ cites privacy. Please. Daily Beast is saying that, oh, wait, that's different. And lawyer Spencer Cooven says phone logs could tie powerful men to Maxwell's arrangements. And, yeah. So we can look at that separately. But let's talk about the associates, shall we? Sitting pretty. Yeah, people who will turn a blind eye to that, they don't deserve privacy. We need to know who people like that are. Man. Amy says, now everyone and both of their brothers will be hunting the names of the associates. Well, so what it, okay, the original timeline, the original, one second, back up here. Oh, where is it? The whether or not those names are going to be released or not is in the judge's hands. I had the information right here. I want to say it was in June. Okay, I can't find it. I'm so sorry. It was August 30th that the judge, NBC filed its unsealing request July 2025, seeking the identities of 2 individuals Epstein wired $100,000 and $250,000 to, right when exposés were emerging. Okay, Judge Richard Berman gave the DOJ until September 5th to respond, which they did. And now it's in the hands of the judge, whether or not to release these names. Okay, now you're up to speed. Yep, Lisa is wise. When Epstein was cross-examined, he pleaded the fifth about knowing and partying with Trump and minors. Let us never forget. The only thing I ever cared about that man's, the only time I ever cared about anything coming out of that man's mouth. Card for the rings, the Emperor. What is the president doing? What is this? skulking away. Wheel of Fortune. There are a lot of these kinds of things. They're not going to be able to keep this stuff quiet forever. They're just not. Three of Cups. Temperance. Hanged Man. Oh boy. This kind of leads into one of the things I was thinking about looking into today, which was the lower court judges are starting to complain openly about the Supreme Court, especially the shadow docket. This Temperance and this Hanged Man with this happiness in the middle, that makes me think that the judge may say yes, unseal it, but then they go to an appeals court, blah, 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 blah. But this, ultimately, this information is going to come out. It just is. Veronica says, I love that fight back. Oh, yeah. Oh. Someone got paid $100,000 and $250,000 in April of 2018, was it? No, late 2018. Who was president in late 2018? The DOJ themselves went into that courtroom and said, absolutely do not release the names of these people for their privacy. Because there's the Emperor card again. The Hermit trying to hide. Oh, legally, okay. What it feels like is, for what it's worth, the legal system never moves quickly, but there's, to some extent, you might use the metaphor of there's legal blood in the water. And these people with their legacies and dynasties and huge amounts of money, thieves, criminals, actually. This is the card of criminals. Aggressively going after this information, exposing these people as the criminals they are. This isn't going away. Joyce says, what about the survivor's privacy? They keep their privacy. The survivors, you mean the victims? They keep their privacy by law. TJ says, Epstein died in 2019. Funny that. So Pam Bondi, so DOJ, I don't know if it was Pam Bondi herself, but DOJ, really? You went down to court. The Department of Justice of the United States of America went down to court to argue that two names of people paid off by Jeffrey Epstein should not be released. No, TJ, that isn't what we're talking about here. This was money Epstein paid, so thank you. Okay. We looked at the Trump as an informant. Yeah, Agent Orange. Agent Burger King. License to grill. We looked at that yesterday. By the way, I ran across something. It's been a little bit while. It's been a while, but I ran across it and I hadn't remembered, so I'll just quickly pass this on. If you ever see DO, DO-174. DO-174-174. That is, apparently, that was the the John Doe number that Trump was given in Virginia Giuffre's trial. Yeah. DO/174. DO is Doe. John Doe. 174. Makes me wonder how many other Does there were if we got to 174. I mean, if you start at 100, it's like 74? Really? So just... just want to throw that out there. So if you see DO-174, that's him. It shouldn't show up anywhere other than just in that case, but who knows? Who knows? Okay. And yeah, I don't care what Michael Wolff has to say. He's a liar. All right. So the next thing is, well, we're still on this, and we've got a couple of other things to go after. 1640. Let me just going to start with this list here. 1640. I'm sorry, I'm a little discombobulated. There's just so much. Bonjour, Solstar. I shouldn't say. I shouldn't reply in French when someone says bonjour to me, because I don't speak French. I haven't since I was like 4. All right. Expert reveals the anti-Trump tactic that actually seems to be working. Do tell, we're listening. Coordinated FOIA litigation, Freedom of Information Act. Thank you. Has forced disclosures on Epstein and other scandals. Norm Eisen says the assembly line of lawsuits has led to over 130 rulings blocking parts of Trump's agenda. Yes. Yay! 130. Loser. Hey, Trump. Eisen said, quote, "It's not just salacious. The American people get that Trump is too close to the rich and powerful, and the vulnerable pay the price," unquote. Yep. Whew, 130 rulings blocking parts of Trump's agenda. Yeah. So the FOIA litigation. The rich and the powerful are very much used to getting whatever they want. Whew. Need some clarification on that. But King of Swords, 10 of Swords. And there's a hangman in the middle. So basically, this is legal matters or FOIA requests, government matters, where you say, "I'd like that information." That information could hurt someone, justifiably or not, and then it could have unintended consequences. Blah 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 blah. But Chariot. This is a big deal. And these issues, these topics, they're not going away. 3 of Wands. I want some clarification on this. Waiting for your ship to come in. Because that would be waiting to receive the stuff you ordered in the mail. but it's wands, so which is usually MAGA. So let me double check. Burns says Jack Smith was the king of swords. That's true. Haven't picked up on him in a long time. Jen says Stephen Colbert used to say, "It smells truthy to me." FOIA requests right in the middle. Well, it can definitely expose people being on very shaky ground. Judgment cause a lot of sleepless nights, but demanding the truth against bringing the evil to light. Bringing the evils with the Z, the evils into the light. Yeah, FOIA requests are going to continue to be. Oh, thank you so much. Mwah, chef's kiss. There we go. I'll take it. $21.30. Oh, there's another Epstein question. I'll skip that for the moment. $21.30. Flashing yellow. Political scientist warns Trump has only months to reframe the economy before the 2026 midterms. Reframe. Spin. Spin the economy because, oh gosh, I was upset that I can't even buy lettuce right now because at the grocery store, they're all gross and inedible. Oh, but Trump said something and now I feel perfectly fine about it. Oh, the electric bill just went through the roof. But Trump said that it was just going to be 2 more weeks. He says, my caregiver Mitch loves your cards. Oh, this is the pulp tarot. So it's you can't read it, but it says the pulp tarot on the back of the cards. Veronica says, lettuce grows really fast in a greenhouse. Yes. About a month. To stagger the plantings. And it says reframe the economy. What? Spray with a can of gold paint? Yeah. Oh boy. Midterms. Reframing the economy. Oh, he's getting an earful from Republicans around the country. That is. I was drawn to use this deck today, not just because it's red, but I wasn't just going to use my Old Faithful. But I was drawn to this one, and now I know why. Because Trump talking about all the work and the jobs and the tariffs, bringing jobs back. This is a con. In this deck, that is a con. He has her there under circumstances that are false. Oh, I'm going to paint you. He's not painting her. He's done this before. He's just ogling the naked lady. Justice, Wheel of Fortune, Empress, and the rise of the Democrats. Major arcana. Yeah, we see what you're doing, Republicans, and all the legal matters going on and big changes in the country. And the rise of the Democrats. And the closing of the door somewhere else in the house. Reframe. Burns says, I'm shocked, I tell you. A con man? A con from a con man? Perish the thought. Warm Halo says, I saw a posting on YouTube that the gold plaques on the walls of the Oval Office are plastic from Walmart. My understanding is they are some are plastic, some are plaster from Home Depot, but it's much of a muchness. It's not like any of them were crafted by a hand in a workshop, that opens onto the Potomac. No, they're gaudy, tacky garbage. Whew. All right. Gosh, there's so much. Okay, Raymond, you said you had a question, didn't you? I definitely have more than enough questions, but what you had brought up was really it. I remember it being very important. So, So we can talk about Pritzker in Chicago. Do a quick check-in there at 2650. This is, luckily I'm not getting this turning into a thing. I hope I'm right. Yeah. Pritzker sets up ice trucks to block ice. Okay. Yes, Jen. Trump is gaudy, tacky garbage. All right. Because if Dumpy goes through with this, I don't like that the U.S. is coming up for its Uranus return in the next couple of years, because Uranus is the planet of revolution, of standing up for the people. Anna says that I read ISIS going after the Irish with green cards. Do you recall what was the movie series back in the 80s? Mel Gibson, Danny Glover. I can't remember the names of the series. I'm sure you'll be able to tell me. And to cause a distraction, Danny Glover went into the South African embassy and said he wanted to immigrate. Do you remember that? Lethal Weapon. Thank you, chat. Lethal Weapon, Dorinda. Namey. Thank you. And the guard there from South Africa, he had this accent. So he just stood there stunned and said, but you're Blick. but you're Blick. Trump going after the Irish? But the white. Why would he go after the white people, that racist blankety blank? Thank you. Anyway, going after the Irish. All right, sorry. We're talking about Pritzker and Chicago. Well, we are a blue city. King of Swords. Oh, there's quite the threat. He's Chipotle apocalypse. Wasn't that the fake picture that Trump posted? I don't know why they decided to abbreviate it. Oh, wow, you mean they did something incompetent? They tried to combine Chicago and apocalypse, but they did it in the wrong place, so it looks very, I don't know, there's just something I immediately thought Chipotle? Apocalypse? Chipocalypse? And then I wanted guacamole. Yeah. Hanged Man. That's a big suspension. Right now, you have to understand Trump's main thing in life is distracting from the Epstein files. Queen of Pentacles. Tower. Four of Cups, refusal. Tell me about the Tower. I need some clarification on the Tower. Lynott says, J.B. Pritzker, my political guy crush. Debsy, yeah, that's what he meant, but it doesn't look like that. My brain just went, Chipotle. No, I know what he meant, but it's not what it looked like. And if you were really going to, if you were really going to combine those two words, it should be Chicopolypse. Oh, Mayor, thank you so much. Thank you. Rob says, napalm in the morning probably smells better than 45 any time of the day. Yeah. Chicago. My kind of town. All right. I'm not liking these negative cards, but it ends well. They don't, legally, this jerk doesn't have a leg to stand on. He tried his luck. He did what he could in Washington, D.C. The protests going on in Washington, D.C. this weekend are massive. And it's not the big news. I don't understand. Ten of Cups. Yeah, this is our town. Get stuffed. Through Swords. So there's some kind of pain involved here, but it ends well. And it's like stuck in here, but it's not the whole, and whatever he's trying to do, who cares? Tammy says they're trying to start a civil war. Thing is, I would read on if Trump is trying to start a civil war, except I don't think that is his goal. I just think he's willing to do anything to keep the Epstein files hidden, which still kind of blows my mind. Because this man has gotten away with how much? He incited an attack on the Capitol on January 6th. He's been impeached. He's been and not held accountable. He's had 6 bankruptcies and still has a business. He's had, I mean, he's an adjudicated R word. There are 34 felony convictions for fraud. It just goes on and on and on. And he's afraid of what's in the Epstein files. And the idea of Pam Bondi telling him reportedly, you are in the files. Well, he had to already know that. He was in the Virginia Giuffre trial. He was DO/174. So wouldn't he just be that same kind of thing all the way through the files? I don't believe that she would have gone to him and just said, oh, by the way, you're in the files. Okay, what else are we talking about? She would know. She would know. So that's a question. Sorry, I'm all over the map today. 3545 has Pam Bondi seen evidence that Trump is a, how can I put this without, oh, a cat mom, thank you so much. That is massive. It really helps the channel. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. What's a term I can put in the put in here without YouTube just burying my live stream? Thank you so much, Amy. Thank you. Thank you. Cat Mom says my birthday present. Oh, happy birthday. Happy birthday. Partner, PDF file. There we go. PDF file. Has Pam Bondi seen evidence that Donald J for Jerk Trump is a PDF file? Thank you. I don't believe for a minute that she just went to him and said, oh, by the way, you're in the files. They had 1,000 FBI agents scouring those files and making a document, an actual a database of every time Donald Trump is mentioned. Do you know how many more important things there are to do for our FBI agents? PDF file. There we go. You know, she could have ripped up the agreement Acosta made with Epstein in Florida and gone after the people who were involved, the rest of the people who were involved. And she didn't. Whew. Nine of Wands. Card for the reading. Let's just say a little on the defensive. Page of Pentacles. That's all you need. You don't need a lot of evidence. Just need evidence. Sun card. Things could come to light. Very much on the defensive. Death card. Judgment. Sorry, my stomach's growling. Has Pam Bondi, entertainment only YouTube, has Pam Bondi seen evidence that the current president of the United States is a PDF file? It ends in death and judgment. Or just put a cookie in the tummy. I don't have any. I have a couple of crackers. I went and grabbed a little thing of crackers. Ooh, boy. Hang on. Jan says her brother's in the files too? Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. only, but that's what I'm getting. I just cut the deck and I got the tower. Anne says surprised she didn't destroy it. Did she destroy it? $40. I'm already feeling like, did she destroy it? I'm already feeling like there are redundancies, there are backups, there are. She couldn't. It's harder to mess with this stuff than you might think is what I'm getting. Which is why they had to be so heavy-handed when they raided Epstein's place. Oh, we finally broke open the safe. All right, everybody, that's a wrap. Let's go home. But we need to look in the safe. Oh, it'll be here tomorrow. Chat session. Too many people saw it. Veronica says you can't destroy all of it. Mm-hmm. Bondi knows a lot. Bondi knows a lot. I don't see her doing it, but if she ever turned against Trump, day late and $1 short and headed for justice. But no, she's in a position of strength. I'm so sorry. Stan said, right now the moon is totally gone, waiting for it to come out the other side. High Priestess. Yes, Keeper of Secrets. Great. Nine of Cups, evidence. Four of Wands. She has every intention of carrying all these secrets to her grave. But did she destroy evidence? No. She can't. I'm just getting that she can't. Too many people know, too many people have seen it. Winnaboo says, I love your context. Was in the kitchen cooking when I heard you say it's not the orangutan. You don't think he's trying to start a civil war? That may be. I feel it in my guts it will. Oh, you think that we're going to have a CW? There's going to be some gnarly energy over the next couple of years. But Jan Dunn says you have to remember the lawyers have copies of all this stuff too. They're just held by client privilege. Ding! Thank you, Jan. Yes. Yeah. Thank you. Well, she's a nastier piece of work than I even thought she was, and I didn't like her in the first place. Jan says she won't turn on her brother. Man. Okie dokie. All right, so what just buzzed? Oh, okay. All right, what I've got still a bit of time here. These people are so awful. All right, I'm just going to do whatever's next here at 45 minutes in. And thank you so much for being here and going through this awful stuff with me. It's not easy. Unchecked for years. That's the quote. New York Times and Miami Herald joined forces to unseal Epstein's estate financials, aiming to expose how he amassed wealth and to reveal institutional failures that enabled his crimes. Please do. Good luck. Honestly. Trump and the House GOP try to suppress further investigations, calling it a hoax. Links in the description box. There we go. Veronica, oop, forgot I had a chicken in a pot on the stove. Just saved it. I'm glad you saved it. Oh, boy. So, New York Times and Miami Herald, you can have luck. Are you going to have luck unsealing his financial information? Summer Virgo says, why did 5 helicopters just fly over my house in the south of Chicago suburbs? Am I missing something? I don't know. Winnabu, no, you didn't miss Boo Boo. He's sleeping. He's sleeping under the blanket here. Yeah, Temperance. The guy died in 2019. It's been years. Want to know what the deal was. Frank is asking, can you see the city, Autumn? No. I'm just on plane. It's the Great Plains, and I'm on ground level like everybody else. I can see just the top of an apartment building in the downtown of the suburb I live in. That's about it. If I get on one of the highways, you can see it because they're higher up. Anyway, we were talking about Epstein ickiness. All right, they're fighting the good fight. Judgment, Hermit. Oh, they might get it. All the scummy, awful con man work he did, and a big old, because he's gone. Big old death card. This is that bodes well. Amy says, I love Chicago. I went there a few years ago. What a lovely city. We think so. Chat says, wouldn't that be great? Yes. Traveling Tarot. As I mentioned yesterday, unfortunately, I see a fire in Chicago. If they send guards, still rings true. I hope I'm wrong. Okay. Fear says, isn't Chicago where the troops per Trump are supposed to be going? Yes. Yes. But, meh. Oh, Tammy says, I love the Museum of Science and Industry. Oh, yeah. The Art Institute downtown. Yeah. Oh, yeah, okay. We want things brought to light. Empress, Lovers. 3 of Swords. The women, the pain. Because, okay, here's the thing. Logically, what his financials are going to show is that he was given huge amounts of gifts for, I wouldn't say services rendered, because he didn't have to do anything. But yeah. Joyce says, check out Texas Paul today. He spoke about the financials. Oh, I'll definitely check that out then. Oh. I think I'm just about done for today. It's just been brutal. I mean, I just don't believe that what's his name gave Epstein the biggest residence in New York City. The most expensive residence, was it one or both? For $1 for funsies. Because he was just great. He was a great guy to play chess with. Just take a break. You deserve it. Oh, thank you. This whole thing is not going away. Not going to leave you with that message. Not going away. No matter what Trump tries, no matter what he's trying to pull. Chicago. Every place has a spirit. Either a thought form or a spirit that was there originally. Chicago is a very powerful spirit. Yeah, the cards are not great. There's definitely some. He may try something, but he can't knock us down. And we've already had a great Chicago fire. Yeah, but Rose Blue says, "Will gangs in Chicago call truces and join to combat ICE like in LA?" Really? Did they? Good. Sorry, there are gangs, but oh, Jan, do pray for Jan. And there have been various people asking for prayers and help in the chat if you don't mind. Louis says, a different cow this time. Joy says, isn't it time for a staycation? It was technically time for a staycation at the end of June, but it's been a hard year. Pretty much, but I don't know. See, this isn't going into. It's not just ICE. And the court's already said what he did in Chicago, or what he did in LA was illegal. So, all right. But thank you, everybody. Mary says, Chicago and Los Angeles are huge cities. Yes. Traveling Tarot says, not the whole city, just some businesses and cars. Oh, yeah. We can handle that. Really, we can. So, that's going to do it for me for today. But thank you so much for being here. Hang on. What about DC? Chat is asking, would you mind throwing that into the chat before I come on tomorrow? I'd love to read on that. But that is going to do it for me for right now. It is 1:13 p.m. here in Chicago, in the beautiful city of Chicago. It is currently 65 degrees Fahrenheit. It is lovely. It is a beautiful day. It is partly cloudy. And I might just go sit outside for a minute in the backyard. Other than that, and 1 3/4 hours, I will be over on the Creative Sprints channel. You're always welcome. We have a great community there, and we just want to encourage you in whatever it is you're trying to accomplish during that time of the day when we all tend to flag our energy flags. So other than that, Sarah, she might be there for sprints this afternoon, which is always good. And other than that, I will be right back here tomorrow because I'm always here. Every weekday, weekend, holiday, your birthday, my birthday, I am here, and I will continue to be. So hang in there. Hang in there. All right? You're not alone. We're in this together. And there are good days ahead. All right? So take care. All right. Be well. All right. See you later.